Just like my previous video about design boards, creating style frames is part of the pre-production of a motion design project. So this is before we add the animation. It helps the overall process of a project a ton. Really to have defined a visual look before moving on to the animation. A style frame can be described as this. A style frame is a single frame or image that determines the overall look for an animation piece. I think this is a big topic. I would probably just go over some of it in this, so this might just be like a brief overview. So let's get into it. So for me, this is probably one of the most fun parts about creating a motion design project. You really have the time to be creative and explore. You have an opportunity to create like visual metaphors. And yeah, I really love this process. You have a lot of creative freedom often, or at least if you have creative freedom in a project, this is where you would have that freedom. Often, I think. It's not just fun for the artist, but it's actually a really important process for the client as well. There's this great quote from, again, the book Design for Motion, and this quote is from Joshua Harvey. On a personal level, style frames are about completion of an idea and a concept for yourself. On a professional level, style frames are important because they set the stage for everything. They inspire and inform your team. They give your client confidence in you and your ability to execute. Ultimately, they are your target. They are like a map to a hidden treasure. You can't find the treasure without drawing the map first. And I can't really describe that any better. It really is like creating a style frames. It's such an important step to develop the world that you are creating and building. Whatever the project might be, building style frames will be a crucial step towards creating a good motion design piece. So sort of why I think this is a big topic is because I don't think there's like one single way you can use the style frame. I think there's obviously multiple ways, but it's like I think it's described in multiple ways sometimes. So one thing a style frame can be is the pictures or the images in your design board or your storyboard. So like a moment in time, and that would be your style frame. But I think another way you can use it is also just if you're going to pitch a project for a client, you want to maybe create a style frame so you can show them the idea in your head, or so you can show them the mood or the feeling that you want to convey in your piece. So maybe you just do that with creating one style frame, and that will be used to just pitch it, and then afterwards the story will come along, and then you will be creating what will also be called style frames to plug into your timeline or to your design board and storyboard. But as I said in the beginning, it's really just a guide to drive the visual aesthetics, or to find the visual aesthetics before moving on to animation. You can really save a lot of time here, because often the animation is what's really gonna take a lot of time, and time means money in this business. So that's why it's really important for the client to have early on, they have an opportunity to comment on the visual look before you have actually spent a lot of time on it maybe. I think some things we have done before where I work is maybe the client isn't exactly sold on the whole project or the whole look or the whole idea anyway. So maybe you just start with creating 5 style frames of the written treatment or the written storyboard. And then they can see, oh yeah, we like that look. Or maybe if you change that and that, then we can move on to the next. And then, you slowly start and you bring the client along the process. And I think that's really important, both for you and for the client. But yeah, I think, as I said with style frames, it can be used in different ways. There really isn't any rules. I listened to a School of Motion podcast the other day where they talked about like how young this motion design business actually is. Like we're maybe the first or the second generation of motion designers, or at least early generation. So we have a chance to obviously learn from the ones who have done it before us, but improve on that process. And telling others about that process so we can keep getting a better process for ourselves and for the work we do with our clients. And I think that's why I really want to share some of these things. So let me know something about your process. I would love to hear about it and have a discussion. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.